is the rudest person you've ever encountered? When I was 19, I finally saved up enough to move out of my parents' place and start fresh in a new city. I was excited but broke, so I spent weeks scrolling through Craigslist looking for anything I could afford. That's when I found this woman named Sheila who ran a tiny real estate business called Sheila's Spaces. She seemed amazing at first, really loud and confident, telling me she believed in giving kids their first real shot at independence. I was honestly touched. She said she didn't need to run a credit check, just wanted 2 months' rent upfront in cash. I emptied my savings account, handed her $2,400, and she gave me this envelope with "paid in full, apparent 302, written on it in her handwriting. The move-in day was supposed to be Tuesday. My friend Jake borrowed his dad's van to help me move all my stuff. We drove 3 hours with everything I owned crammed in the back, but when I tried the key at apartment 302, it wouldn't turn. I figured maybe it was just sticky or something. Jake was getting annoyed because we'd been standing in the hallway for like 20 minutes. That's when this old guy who lived downstairs came up and let us into the building. He took one look at my door and said, "Oh honey, didn't you see the sign? There was a bright yellow, 'For sale, open house today' poster taped right to my apartment door." I was so confused. Jake started swearing under his breath. We could hear voices inside, people talking and laughing. I knocked, and Sheila opened the door holding a wine glass. Behind her were like 5 random people wandering around my apartment with their own drinks, checking out the closets and taking pictures. It looked like some fancy house party. "Sheila, what's going on?" I asked, trying to stay calm. "This is my apartment." She rolled her eyes so hard I thought they might fall out. "Oh, sweetie, this is business. The lease fell through." I was stunned. "But you took my money 2 days ago." "I have the receipt." She just shrugged and took another sip of wine. "And I might give you a refund once this place sells. Maybe." One of the people touring the place overheard us and looked uncomfortable, but Sheila leaned in close to me and whispered, "Unless you want to spend your 20s getting sued by a real business owner, I'd walk away quietly. You don't even have a proper lease, kid." Then she snapped her fingers at Jake like he was a dog. "You, get those boxes out of my hallway, now!" Jake looked like he wanted to punch something, but I grabbed his arm. We started dragging my boxes back down to the van while Sheila continued her little wine tour. She was pointing out the original hardwood floors and great natural light to her potential buyers. But it got worse. As we were loading my stuff back up, she followed us outside. In front of everyone, she started making fun of my cheap Target duffel bags and told one of the couples, "Sorry about this, folks. Young people get so dramatic when they don't understand how real business works." She actually said I wasn't mentally stable, loud enough for the whole neighborhood to hear. Jake and I ended up sleeping in that van in a Walmart parking lot that night. I felt humiliated and stupid. All my savings were gone, and I had nowhere to live. But here's the thing, I'm not an idiot. I remembered that envelope she gave me when I paid her. It had her signature, her business name printed at the top, and even a timestamp from her office printer. She basically gave me a receipt without realizing it. The next morning, I went straight to the legal aid center downtown. The lawyer there took one look at my receipt and started grinning. Apparently what Sheila did wasn't just rude, it was super illegal. Something about fraud and tenant rights. 2 months later, I got a call. Sheila's real estate license had been suspended. She had to pay me back my full $2,400, plus another $2,000 in damages for emotional distress and illegal eviction.